Okay. Now, I think my mind is done processing this whole situation about the Philadelphia Eagles game. This is a week one. I'm sorry, week one, week four victory of the Philadelphia Eagles, who won the game 31-25. The Eagles won by six, won by five, no, won by six, no, won by oh, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Yeah, the Eagles won the game by 6 points, which is actually a touchdown or 2 3 point field goal, depending how you view the overall points and stature. Before I begin, don't forget to comment, like, share, subscribe to the video. Please post notification bell on top of the video, and don't forget to smash those likes after the video is complete. Alright, now let's jump again. Let's jump right into this. Like I said, I made a video an hour or two ago. It might have been longer than that. And I was still processing this video, this so-called victory that the Eagles have done. I'm not too keen aware of how they won because the situation with this here. The Eagles have played the same style of offense 4 weeks straight and barely won each one. Now, the one that I like the most of all the four, and probably the Kansas City Chiefs game and the Rams game. Them are the two games that I like overall out of this, but it's still the same style of offense. They're trying to get AJ Brown the ball at all costs. I think he only got 2 or 3 catches in this overall game, but the Buccaneers pretty much locked him down, along with Smitty in the process. Um, Goddard only had, I think Goddard had 3 touchdown pass, three touchdown catches. One was a long throw, and the other two were basically were flea flickers out of his hand to got up for the 3 scores. It just that this was not what I expected it. I'm gonna be honest with you, for this entire season. I knew that I knew that all teams the Eagles gonna play this year, but we're gonna play each one differently. And they all seem to be playing the same style of defense against the Eagles. All these zero coverages. They're keeping um, Hurts from airing the ball out deep. And every time the Eagles face it's zero zone coverage. They give teams opposing defenses to rush the passer to get the Hurts or Saquon Penny, who has the ball. And they need to figure out some way to beat these zero coverages, because this is going to plague us going into each game of the year until the bye and after the bye, and maybe one what the Eagles are going to do after the bye, because I'm not seeing no changes overall in this entire offensive scheme. Defense is okay. I'll discuss that later. But let me go ahead and get to these overall game summaries, game, that's how you want to call it. Now, Hurts threw for 130 yards on 15 or 24, which is actually 11 incomplete passes, but he threw for 24 and completed only 15 of those for 130 yards. He threw for 2 touchdown scores. And he also rushed for 62 yards on 9 attempts. And Goddard had 4 receptions for 37 yards. I'm sorry, I thought he had 3 catches. He gave me 3 touchdowns. He got 2 touchdowns. But I thought he had 3. He got 62 off 4 receptions for 37 yards. Now, they can go into the entire player stats, and you can see. I'm trying to read all this as much as I can possible. So, but Hurst did have 104.5 passer rating, which is not bad considering he didn't throw no interception in the game. Now, I rated Jalen Hurts in rushing yards, so I didn't go with Barkley. Barkley had 19 carries for 43 yards, a 2.3 average, which need to change to 4 or 5 yards per touch. Long with the 10, 1 score. He only scored only 1 rushing touchdown in the game. So compared to the 2 and him, and among other situations, which I discuss later on in the video, A. Dillon, 3 for 17 yards, 5.7 average. That's a better average. That's a better average than Saquon. 11 was the long one. No touchdowns, and man was 1 for negative 34, negative 34, negative 34, no touchdown. All right, here's the receiving department right here. Now this is what I'm not understanding. That's Goddard, 4 for 37 yards, 9.3 average, 22 with the long, 2 touchdown scores. Barkley with 4 for 31 yards, 7.6 average, 15 with the long, no score. Smith was 2 for 29, 14.5 with the average, 20 with the long, no score. Calcaterra was 1 for 16, 16, no score. And Metchie was 2 for 10, 5.0, 7, no score. And A.J. Brown, 2 receptions for 7 yards, a 3.6 average, 9 with the long, no score. Let that sink into your mind. Like I was mentioned earlier in this video, which I'm going to discuss a little more about A.J. Brown and the defense. Now here's the defensive scores here. Again, the tackles, assists, sacks, interceptions, forced fumble. Cooper DeJean made 8 tackles, 1 assist, 0 sacks, 0 interceptions, forced fumble, none. Zach Bond was 5-3, 1 sack, 0, 1 forced fumble. Blankenship 4-0, 0. Quentin Mitchell 4-1, 0. Ringo 4-0, 0. Makuba 4-2, 0. Byron Young 2-1, 0. Nicholson 2-0, 0. Jahar Campbell 2-2, 1 interception, forced fumble. Moro Ojamo was 1-1-1, 0. Carter, oh my God, 1-0, 0. Uchi was 1-2, 0. Hunt 1-1, 0. 1 forced fumble. Davis 0 tackle for loss, 1 assist, 0. And Smith was 0-2, 0. Now Hunt, oh my God, I'm gonna have to talk about these guys individually. I'm trying to make the video too long, but I got a lot of talk I gotta get off my head. I gotta get off my chest because I'm really tired of this offense and defensive struggles that we're going through this early in the season. Bisbee, the 3 returns. Okay, they did kick returns. 3 returns for 82 yards, 27.3 average, 31 with the long, no touchdown. Shipley with 2 for 66 yards, 33.0 average, 39 with the long, no score. Punt return. Jahar Dawson with 1 for 3 yards, 3.0, 0 touchdowns. Elliott 1 for 1, 39.0 with the average, 39 with the long, no block kicks, and he was 4 for 4 on extra points. And Brian Mann 7 for 363 yards, 51.9 with the long, and with the average. The long was 63, no touchbacks, and he had 2 inside the 20. All right, now, since I give you the entire statistics of the offense and defense, let's get a little talking about the offense and defense. Like I said before, This offense is kind of, I don't understand. It's like like every week we're conservative on the plays. Now I know they always said take to tell what the opposing defense give you. Well, it like the Eagles are doing just that. They are allowing defenses to give what they can take and take what they give. Now, what I mean by that phrase, it means that they're playing conservative ball. Every time they rush Saquon Barkley, they run the ball in between the middle of the defense. Now, that's where teams have learned. If you guys look at the Eagles season last year, Saquon Barkley had fun running between the tackles, left and right, depending where the offensive line is the strongest at. The last 4 games that we have played, teams have not allowed Saquon Barkley to run no more than 8 or 9 yards of one carry. And it's like after that, it's a stalemate. Now, Patullo need to figure out some way to confuse defenses a little bit more than what he's putting out, because every time they run the football, they having issues running up the middle. If you can't run the ball, then you pass. Because the more you pass, the more balls you complete downfield, the more it will open up for the run game. And the Eagles have not learned this in these last 4 games. I don't get it. Saquon Barkley don't even have 200 yards rushing. If he do, he got it in 4 games. And that's not really, really good. He should have at least 300 rushing games out of this entire 4 games we don't have. If he had like 300 yards rushing, then we ain't got anything to say about Saquon and how they call the play. But I have issues with it because they're not calling the plays like they should. They conservative on every play. That was killing. That what was hurting me about it, and that's why I got so much to complain about. Because every time I watch the game, I kind of have a heart attack, in a sense. I don't mean no heart attack physically. I mean heart attack mentally, because it's like I'm sick and tired of watching this stalemate of an offense that continues to run the football but not passing it to Saquon. Not Saquon, passing the ball to AJ or Smitty, and they have difficult time passing to Goddard on some plays. And this is what really, really burns me up so bad. You know what I'm saying? They're not complete the ball downfield. AJ Brown is the only one that had a 100-yard receiving game this year. And overall, if you want to combine all points, all yards between the first and this game alone, he had no more than 200 yards receiving in 4 games. Mitty probably have 150 yards in 4 games. Which is not good. At this pace, the Eagles would not have a 1,000-yard receiver. They would not have a 1,000-yard back if this keeps going, because see, Saquon and you'd have 100 yards, at least 80 to 100 yard rushing per game. But he's not having that because teams are stifling the run. And they playing zone coverages on the back end to keep AJ intact, Smitty intact, and every now and then Dallas Goddard. That would bother me on offense. Now, the defense, I don't understand. I will say I can't blame on injuries, because I feel if a player is not playing up to his potential on defense, they need to put someone else in his place that probably can play a little bit better. Now the Eagles have a couple of defensive tackles other than Carter and Jordan. Other than Carter and Davis, they need to be switching out those 2 guys and put them to take a spell or 2 off these 2 guys. Now, that is what I don't understand about the defensive front, because they need to be doing something to get the attention off of Davis, the attention off of Carter, and what's his name? Jaylus Hunt. Jaylus Hunt we haven't heard. I mean, I heard a commentator say this earlier today. We haven't heard Jalen Carr name. I mean, I'm not Jalen Carr. I'm sorry. We have heard Jaylus Hunt name mentioned in the last 3 games, last 4 games. His name has not been mentioned at all. You know what I'm saying? And he put on all this weight to battle offensive tackles that gonna be pushing them and shutting them out the way for no tackles or no whatsoever. You would think Jalen Hunt would use his strength more because he does have long. He's 6'4". He has long arms. He has the ability to push offensive tackles out the way to get to the quarterback. That has not been done yet, and I don't understand what's going on with Hunt. Now, I can't say nothing about Carter. Carter has been battling injuries most of the season, and he kind of out of what I'm looking for. He is out of shape for the time being. See, what hurt Carter was the game against the Cowboys when he spit or threw spit, if you will, at what's his name, Prescott. That hurt him physically because if he had played in that first game, he probably would have been okay going forward. But that negative play that he did and to get the Cowboys hurt him a lot. Davis has been coming along real well, but in today's game, he has been a non-factor. Like I said, I don't know if it's the heat. A lot of the Eagle fan base say it's the heat, but the Eagles have played good in the first half, but then the second half, they kind of backed up just a little bit. So I'm not exactly sure if it was the heat, exhaustion, or what. I can't say. But I'm not going to blame on the heat. You can't. Because you went down to Tampa Bay to get accustomed to the heat where you can play better on the field against the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. So I don't understand it. I don't understand the strategy of that. Because it looked like it worked and then it didn't work. So I'm not exactly sure what's going on at that point in time. And I'm looking at the other guys I'm seeing here. Ringo, that played terrible. Makuba played okay. Campbell had the interception, and that was the highlight of this day. You know what I'm saying? And I mean, Blankenship did okay today compared to what he did against the Rams. He played better today. Bond always playing better. So I'm not saying about Bond. I can't say anything about Cooper DeJean, but everybody else, Blankenship, Mitchell did pretty good. So I can't say anything about Mitchell. So overall, Dijon, Bond, Mitchell, Carter, and Davis. I can't say anything about them. But the rest of the other guys, Ooch, Nickerson, Young, Makuba, those 4 guys need to do better going forward because they gonna be needed. Because like I said, Carter is battling some kind of injury. They say he's battling a shoulder injury, and if that's true, that shoulder injury is gonna hurt him the rest of the way into the bye week. And that's what I have. That's it with that. And overall, man, this is then what I also heard is that in one of the pass plays that Hurts kept throwing the ball to AJ. They said Johan Dotson was open on a few of those plays, and he the only one that had the most man coverage. So you would think that Hurts would spot him and give him the ball. You can't keep throwing the ball to AJ and Smitty. I mean, I understand them your playmakers and you're used to those guys, but you got Johan Dotson who's sitting out there alone on one-on-one coverages. Could got the ball to him, and then that would have been it. So Patullo needs to get his act together as far as play calling because he calling a lot of stalemate plays that's stalling this potential of this offense being a top 10. Eagles offense not in top 10 anymore, I don't think, because of these negative, passive stalemate plays that Patullo is calling. Now it makes me wonder, did the Eagles made a mistake in giving Patullo the reins at offensive coordinator? I'm not exactly sure if that was a mistake or not. I put it this way here: if the Eagles don't get to the playoffs and don't get at least a number 2 seed in this playoff game, going forward, it could be a bunch of crap going on between Portillo and the Eagle fan base, because then everything gonna start coming out. All the negativity will be coming out. You know what I'm saying? So this is really sad to me. The way this offense is being ran, it really is. Like I said, I understand defense is coming out and going to challenge you because you're the Super Bowl champion. That's understandable, but you would think that they will be a little bit more creative with the plays that they're calling. There's no creativity. There's none. I haven't seen no what they call it, no I forget what they call it, motion. I haven't seen no motion plays in these last 3 games, last 4 games. No motion plays, none whatsoever. When we had motion, the Eagles were able to complete balls downfield for first downs. They were able to get A.J. Brown the ball a little bit more effectively. They were able to get Smitty and Goddard the ball a little bit more effectively. But I'm saying, because zero coverages requires you to run the football. And if you can't run the football on zero coverages, to have the defense to draw up closer where they can get the ball out complete to AJ or Smitty or Goddard for first down plays, or many yards that they can get when they get the ball, then you're doing something. Then you're being creative with the plays. There's no creativity. And that what bothers me right there. There is no creativity. I look over the entire of the early league of the other games that I'm seeing. Dallas Cowboys got motion on their plays. The Green Bay Packers, 49ers, Detroit, all these teams that got winning records have motion, some kind of motion in their offense. They either motion a wide receiver or tight end or running back. They're motioning somebody to confuse the defense where they complete balls or runs up the gut or outside the perimeter of the defensive line. I'm not saying no creativity on the offensive line. That was hurting me. That was bothering me the most. You know what I'm saying? A lot of Eagle fan base are trying to chew me up because I'm seeing what I'm speaking on. And if I see the offense is messing up the way they're messing up, I'm gonna speak on it. I am very unapologetic, and if you don't like it, then you can just basically go. You know what I'm saying? I'm not gonna sit up here and apologize based on everything I say and do. I'm not gonna do that. When I see something wrong going on with the Eagles offense, it's gonna bother me, and I will speak on it. So, without any further ado, the Eagles won this game barely, 31-25. They won by 6 points. Like I said, you can look at it as 2 field goals, or you can look at it as a touchdown, as a 6-point play. Either way, however you want to look at it, it's based on that. Oh yeah, other thing too, the Eagles have blocked another field goal. The Eagles have, for the first time, I think they said since 1970 something. I think that's what it was. It was either the 70s, 80s, or 90s, or 2000s. The Eagles have had back-to-back games where they have blocked field goal, where they have blocked it. So again, Michael Clay, the offensive, the special teams coach, gets my kudos. Because you know why? Because the special teams is playing up to par. 3 of the last 4 games, the Eagles special teams have stepped up. They have stepped up. And I can't say that about the offense and defense, but they are stepping up, special teams. Again, Michael Clay and the special teams units for doing their job in blocking kicks and running balls 35, 40 yards up the field to get the offense in good position to complete and win games. So special teams has my respects and for the rest of today's game. But now our next game is against who is it? What they said what it was? And it ain't Green Bay. Who did this we play next? I just saw it just now. the Broncos. The Eagles next game is against the Broncos, and I think it's in Philadelphia. The Broncos have a winning record. They have a winning record. Sean Payton is the head coach over there. He run that same style of offense that he ran with the Saints. That same style of offense. In fact, this is his 4th year as head coach of the Broncos. 4th year. They got a good quarterback. They got some wide receivers. They got a running game. They got a very good offensive line. And they got a very good defensive line and offensive line. So this is another matchup that Eagles will have to go back home and play and win. Will the Eagles have the same stalemate offense that they ran these last 4 games? Possibly. Will the Eagles suffer some more injuries on the defensive line as they did the last 3 games? Possibly. And most importantly, will Portillo call these same stale plays? Possibly. Wow. Like I said, this game is not. I'm not smiling because this game was bad. It really was bad, and I don't care what nobody say. We won this game barely, but it was a bad game. How can you get 31 points scored in the first half, and let the Bay come back in the second half? That's not good defense. That's not good offense. So anyway, this is your boy, the Almighty One. You guys enjoy the Sunday victory. Like I said, I'm not smiling. I'm never going to smile. I won't smile until the Eagles finally play a complete game on offense and defense. We'll see what happens there. But anyway, this is your boy, y'all. Again, enjoy your Sunday. Peace out.